Is Micro Four Thirds dead? A lot's been said about this subject. For what it's worth, here's what I think. Let me start by saying that I have no access to rumours. I have no idea what's going on in the boardrooms of Panasonic and Olympus. I've not seen their balance sheets. I've not even sought out their P&Ls to find out, are they making money at all, let alone from Micro Four Thirds. But what I believe is that there is a need for a small, compact, lightweight, interchangeable lens camera system to sit between, on one hand, mobile phones, what's left of the compact camera market, bridge cameras, and larger DSLR style cameras. Full disclosure, I only use Panasonic Lumix cameras and lenses, but I'm by no means a Lumix fanboy. Nor is this video an attempt to justify the purchases I've made, even though I'm really pleased with them. What I would like to do is to say why I got into this system in the first place, and why, despite exhaustive research into alternative systems, for the moment I'm sticking with it, and why many people I've met are doing the same. I've taken photographs for decades, using compact film and digital cameras as well as phones. I've always loved photography and have taken an interest in the technical aspects as well as the aesthetic and artistic ones. I'm a firm subscriber to the view that the best camera you'll ever have is the one that's with you. And like many ordinary non-professional photographers, much of my photography has been of family holidays, the people I love and want to spend time with, and the sights I've seen as I've travelled around. So when it came to upgrading my trusty Canon compact camera that I'd had for several years, I had a few criteria that I felt I needed to satisfy. It goes without saying that great image quality was one of those. I wanted more megapixels and better quality than I could get from a phone. I wanted better control of exposure, and I wanted to be able to make the decisions about the look of my photographs rather than the camera. I wanted more control over focal length so that I could zoom right in on the subjects that I really wanted to get close to, and to be able to really isolate subjects and shots. I wanted to be able to achieve more depth of field effects than I'd been able to achieve on my phone or my compact camera. This all meant that I needed a camera with more manual controls and a sensor that was bigger than I was used to. To begin with, I looked at bridge cameras and I asked my dad if I could borrow what I thought was his bridge camera. It turned out to be an earlier generation Micro Four Thirds camera, and after just a weekend of playing with that, I realised that I needed to have interchangeable lenses. So began my research into interchangeable lens camera systems. I soon came to realise that my extended camera buying criteria were seemingly irreconcilable, because in addition to those I've already mentioned, I wanted it to be small, ideally small enough to fit on my belt or throw over my shoulder. I wanted it to have ultra zoom capabilities. I wanted it to be unobtrusive, so that when I brought my camera to my eye, people wouldn't run a mile. I wasn't into street photography at that time. I'm chiefly talking about my teenagers. Those of you who have teenagers will know what I'm talking about. And I wanted it to be able to go anywhere, so it had to be light. On top of this, it had to be flexible to be able to do stills and video, because I know what I'm like. Once I get into this, I want to try everything. In short, what I was describing was the camera equivalent of a Swiss Army knife or a Leatherman, one go-anywhere tool that was able to do a little bit of everything, or to use another analogy, like a hybrid bike, strong enough to do some off-roading, but also light enough to be able to ride down the road. However, like all hybrids, I realised that this buying choice was going to require compromise. No one would ever say that a Swiss Army knife was the best screwdriver, the best pair of scissors, or ironically, even the best knife. But when you're out and about, it ends up being the best because it's the one you've got with you and it's really flexible. In the same way, no one would ever say that Micro Four Thirds is the best image quality, or that it has the same shallow depth of field as a full frame sensor. But its quality is really good, by which I mean acceptably so, in most situations, and you can get depth of field effects and you can get good quality images. And crucially for my needs, it is small, it is light, it is unobtrusive, and it is a go anywhere system that I can have with me at all times. Because of its great and highly developed lens ecosystem, it has a range of options that are suitable for most applications. Add to that video capabilities that are at the forefront of what's possible, and it really is a really flexible system. But if you buy a full-frame professional camera, you've also got compromises. In that, you need to be happy to put up with the weight and the more obtrusive size of the body and the lenses. Having said this, I am not wedded to Micro Four Thirds. I'm constantly wondering if there is a better system for me. Recently I went to a Fuji touch and try session at my local camera store, and I really love those cameras. They're beautiful cameras, they're well made, the image quality is beyond reproach, and the lenses they have are fantastic. But I soon came to realise that for what I would want as an upgrade to my Micro Four Thirds cameras, which is fast zooms, I was going to have to be able to put up with much heavier, substantially larger glass, which is something right now I'm not prepared to do. So to conclude, is Micro Four Thirds dead? I don't know. But what I do know is as long as there are people like me who want a small, flexible, portable camera system and can live with the compromises that that brings, then Micro Four Thirds offers still quite a compelling package. And whatever happens, I believe that there's still a place for a high quality, small sensor system. The market and the progress of technology will inevitably make this decision for us. In the meantime, there are still lots of Micro Four Thirds cameras and lenses in circulation, and until I can find a better system for me, I'm going to stick with the system for now. All I can say is I hope that you find the right compromise for you, and that you've great fun taking photographs on your photography journey. Micro Four Thirds might not be right for you. You may be looking to change from Micro Four Thirds and to upgrade to a larger sensor system, in which case great. If that's right for you, if that contributes to your photography and videography, then I wish you all the very best. If you like this video, do give me a thumbs up, do consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, feel free to give it a thumbs down, that's fair enough. Thank you for joining me again on my photography journey. Bye for now.